want you all to tell me who is a popular leader that you admire, you like their style, something. I'm going to write it down here because it has something to do with our activity a little later. So, we're going to start out with you, Samantha. You have no leader in mind. Alright, so we'll have this do it this way. People who have leaders, you'll shout them out. So Preston.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. My handwriting's horrible, so be prepared for that. Yeah.
Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela. Okay, so there has to be more leaders. Elon? I should have known you were going to say that. I'm literally only writing Elon, not my last name.
Martin Luther King Jr.
Martin Luther King Jr. Okay. Yeah, that's... It could be anyone you find a leader, because as you'll learn later, anyone can be a leader. So, anyone in mind, anyone else. Could be anything, anyone, any person, big or small. Let's get a couple more up here, because as you can tell, I have a lot more than 4 names around the classroom. Yes?
Can I be a character?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, Christina Yang.
Christina Yang.
Oh my. I will not be here right now.
Oh, that was bad. You get the picture. I can really. Anyone else?
It's Richard.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Walt Disney.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Anyone else before we move on?
I almost got beat up last night.
None of you else. No one else has leaders you follow or aspire to be like. If you're looking. Yeah. Albert Einstein.
What is it? You say real quick, you can have Pokemon before we get
Jeff Bezos, is that what you said? 50% less richer Jeff Bezos.
I don't think that's a big difference.
No, it's not really. All right. That's good for now. So that was just kind of an idea. I wanted to see who you all think are strong leaders. Clearly not as much of a topic that you've thought about before, but maybe through this class it will be something you think about. So we're going to utilize the whiteboard, obviously, and the quotes around the room throughout this class. We're going to start out by saying what you think makes a great leader. Qualities that make a great leader. Yes, Cass?
Empathy.
Empathy? Yeah.
Intelligence.
Yeah.
Perseverance.
Yep.
Trusting.
Trust.
Accountability.
Accountability. Oh, wow. That was bad. Anyone else have anything? Yeah?
Cooperative.
Uh,
Passion.
Alright, so before we move on to our next slide, what do you all notice that these have in common? Or most of them have in common, I should say.
Even though some good, I'm so sorry.
ideas?
I feel like a lot of them are like how their relation is to you, or how, like, I guess you're perceived by them, or they perceive you.
Yeah, so that's something I was going to get into. There's two different types of leadership styles. There's task leaders who just solely focus on achievement, so I guess accountability and intelligence can both go in those sort of areas, but there's also socio-emotional leaders, and those are people that focus on feelings and values of the group. So you said trusting, passion, empathy, cooperative, that's all focusing on relationships with others. So that's that type of leadership style. But you're also, another one is you're able to create a group consensus through particular vision. That's one that as maybe cooperative can fit under, but that's not one you guys really listed as much. But these are just some of the words that you listed. So that means that the majority of this class finds that socio-emotional leaders are the best type of leaders. But you can be any one of these leadership styles. So we're going to start then by asking another question. How do you think leaders form/emerge? Yeah.
Being open-minded.
Open-minded. And just so you know, there's no wrong answers to this, because a leader can mean different things to different people, and leaders can emerge in all sorts of situations. So, yeah. Opportunity. Yep.
Their effectiveness of their communication.
Effectiveness of communication. Okay. Respect. Anything else you can think of? Yeah?
Fairness.
Fairness. What else? There's a big category that's probably missing.
Intelligence, I would put in that.
Yeah, intelligence does fit. Yep.
Ambition.
Ambition. Okay, there's one other one that I think is missing on here, and think politics. How do leaders emerge? Or how can leaders be qualified in terms of politics? What do they have that makes them a leader?
Money.
True. I mean, more intangible than money. Yeah?
Power.
That's right. They have power. So your book actually talks about how leaders form/emerge based on the type of power that they have within a group. So there's formal, which could be given or recognized. So that's more of an example that if I put you all in your groups and I identified one of you as the overall leader of that group, that's formal power. Informal is not formally granted, it's developed. So in your groups, if one person naturally develops as a leader, that's informal. Legitimate is rank or official status. So the president, as much as people either don't like him or do like him, he has power because of his rank. He has that leadership style. Then you also have expert, so special knowledge on a topic. So you would have the most renowned doctor in the world. They'd be a leader because of their knowledge and expertise in whatever field that they're in, hypothetically. Reference is allegiance to one member, so that's the respect category that we had up here. So if you just respect someone in a group more than anyone else, they tend to be the leader, the one you look at the most, and to hear their opinions and their values and what they think on a subject. And then reward power is someone having the ability to gift something. So if I said, if you listen to what I have to tell you tomorrow, I'll give you $5. That's an example. I have the ability to give you $5, so you are going to listen to me as a per se leader. And then there's coercive power, which is the power to punish. So that's also someone who is, I guess you could say like prisons, like prison guards. If you speak out, then they have the power to punish you. That's a weird example of that. So what we're going to do, We already did that. And you guys are going to walk around the classroom, and you're going to look at quotes on the wall, and you're going to find which one that you identify with the most, and then you're going to stand by it. So you can get up and look at them. Yeah, there's a lot, so.
No.
And make sure you keep the sticky notes on, because it's a big reveal that we're gonna have.
Big reveal.
We'll say, Chris, there's no Elon up there. I was going to, but the quote, I typed in most inspirational leadership quotes by the most inspirational leaders, and he had one, but it was long and weird, and not
No.
necessarily.
I think the biggest thing with them is, have you seen a speech where basically the interviewer talks about like Neil Armstrong and them not liking him at all?
Yeah.
And like that's his heroes and stuff.
Yeah.
Probably high.
Found one. Are you all back there congregating as found one, you three boys? All right. Just share. I know it's kind of tough because some are similar and then some are vastly different, but whatever one you feel like you identify with the most. Or like you respect the most. So yeah, you can identify with it or you can respect it, either one. Yeah, this is a hard classroom to do it in because it's so small and compact, but yeah, yours? So, who's left to find one still?
I haven't read all.
Okay, I was just wondering if we still needed more time. All right, so has everyone found one, or are you still looking, Jocelyn? You found
No,
one?
I found it.
Okay, you all found one. All right, so we're gonna go around, and I want you to tell me what you like about the quotes. It doesn't have to be big, just something small. It can be anything, just, you know. All right, so we'll start with you all, you two. What about that quote do you like?
Okay, it says people ask the difference between a leader and a boss. The leader leads and the boss drives. I just like it because I feel like a real leader doesn't try to control everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they are good at making everybody work together.
Yeah, that quote leads more to the emotional, social of the leader qualities. They're less task driven. They're more relationship driven. Which one? What do you like about that one?
I don't like this one because it's what I want. I don't like. It says, "Would I rather be feared or loved? Easy both. I want people to be afraid of how much they love me." I don't like not being liked, so.
Yeah, that makes sense. Does anyone? Just a quick question. Does anyone know where that comes from? That quote before we would reveal at the end. No.
Is that the all? I feel like it's a Michael Scott quote.
Yeah, it's a Michael Scott quote. I had to have one like kind of funny one in there, but I do. Nope, I like that too. So I'm just curious. All right, so are you all around one?
I think 4 of us are over here. Are you with this one? No.
Okay, so the 4 of you, what is your quote and what do you like about it?
Our quote is true leaders take responsibility for the success of the team and understand that they must also take responsibility for the failure.
Yeah.
I feel like as a true leader you have to take responsibility, be supportive of the whole team, take responsibility for your own actions.
Mm-hmm. Did you anything to add?
I thought he said that's perfect.
I'll just add that, like, if you look at, like, any major, like, if we look at, like, science and stuff like that, any major thing that's been done, if you look at, like, their studies, they fail numerous times, and you have to, I guess, not get distracted by those failures and seek out the end goal.
Yeah. All right, so we'll move on to the next group.
Alright, ours is the topic of leadership is a touchy one. A lot of leaders fail because they don't have the bravery to touch that nerve or strike that chord. Throughout my years, I haven't had that fear. I like that quote because as a leader, you have to be honest, and although at times I'm not too honest.
Yeah, the vulnerability of a leader is important for a lot of people. Not acting like they are always in charge or always perfect is something that a lot of people like to resonate with, because as a whole, we aren't perfect. Do you like this? How about you, Matthias? What do you
I
like?
agree with her.
Agree with her? All right. Are you by yourself, or are you with?
We're both right.
You're both right there. Okay. What's your quote, and what do you two like about it?
Quote is, leadership is something you earn, something you're chosen for. You can't come in yelling, I'm your leader. If it happens, it's because the other guys respect you.
And for me, this quote means basically I was taught growing up hard work can get you anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are the hardest worker in the room, people are going to respect you, and you gain that leadership role, and you show others how to do what you did, hard work, and that's how I feel about this quote. Just leadership is gained.
Yeah. Do you have any additional thoughts, Brenna?
I liked it because it implies that you can't always demand leadership.
Mhm.
Even if you steal it and give yourself the name,
Yeah.
it's not really true for the actions.
Yeah, on the slide that I cover later, leadership is transacted through relationships and communication. So even if you do have the power that I mentioned earlier, the legitimate power, you still may not be a leader to some groups because they're not connecting with you on that sort of emotional or vulnerability level to connect with the other quote. Okay, so Jamie, what are you part of?
It says we're here for a reason. Every reason is to grow torches out to make people who we are. And how I took is like guiding people for like their toughest times and like
Yeah. Are you guys a group, or are you one, or where? You're all in that one? Okay, so what's the quote, and what do you like about it?
The quote is, people who are truly strong lift others up. People who are truly powerful bring others together. And I just liked it because I felt drawn to it.
Yeah. Anyone? What's your opinions? What do you like about it?
I kind of think that, you know, kind of have to be the strong one to kind of be like the positive and show the leadership to be in a group. You know, you don't have that that stability in a group to be strong-minded. I mean, I don't think a group can function very well.
Yeah, definitely. Any other thoughts? No? All right, so you two are the last. Are you the same? All right, which one's yours?
Ours is, leaders need to provide strategy and direction to give employees the tools that enable them to gather information and insight from around the world. Leaders shouldn't try to make every decision.
Yes, that's a little. That one's a little more task type of style. And what do you like about it?
Well, I like this one because it's a quote showing that leaders aren't going to make every decision. They need to inspire others so that change can be made.
Yeah. All right, so what we're going to do now is the reason why I asked you all what you felt about the quote and why you liked it is because we're going to reveal the name, and I want to know if you think that the reason you liked it matches up to the name that you reveal. So you guys start.
Theodore Roosevelt.
And are you happy with that? What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I'm not disappointed.
Okay.
I was just going to go back on
No, you can leave it. It's fine. What do you have? Oh, you know what you have.
Yeah,
but,
it's
yeah, Michael
but
Scott.
No, because actually, I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. I was saying because I was like, it's a pretty one of my favorite Michael Scott quotes, so I had to include it. Who do you have?
We have
Which I think I know who you have actually.
Donald Trump.
Feelings on that?
I agree with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you think that because it said team that it was going to be sports related?
I actually
Yes.
thought it was going to be like
No.
somewhere to sports.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't think that as much?
No, I expected someone like science background because
Oh.
a lot of people talk
Yeah.
about like failures and stuff. So
That's true. All right, next group.
Kobe Bryant.
There's your sports one. Yeah. How do you feel about that? So does seeing the person you grouped so far match up to what you thought or who you thought the person was going to be in the quote? No. 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 Any of you? No? Alright, so you're gonna go that
Ben
Roethlisberger,
Roethlisberger.
yeah. QB of the Steelers. Is that, are you happy or do you, nope?
Yeah.
You don't know who that is? Well, he's a pretty interesting guy.
A Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer, has an interesting personal life, but you know, that doesn't matter. Yeah. Whoopi Goldberg, yeah. How do you, feelings on that?
I don't really have anything,
Alright, next group.
I see what it's
So one of the mass mob of you. Michelle Obama. Are you happy with your choice?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you think that matches up to what you know of her personality?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, last group.
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. How do you two feel about picking Bill Gates?
I like it better better with Bill Gates than it would be if it was someone political.
Yeah? Yeah. I say that one and the Michael Scott one were two that I thought would be the more kind of where you could kind of pick what kind of type of quote was or who kind of said it. So basically my point of this whole little in-class activity here was to get you all to understand that what someone says and who they are and what they represent as a person can be two different things. You can take a quote and you can respond to it, but you may not like the person because of things about them, but they could still be a good leader. There's a Hitler quote along the wall somewhere, I don't know which one it is, and I had a fellow teacher whose student picked that Hitler quote, and they felt like they didn't understand why they picked it, because obviously they don't respect Hitler, but if you think about it, you can be a terrible person, but actually a very good leader at uniting people and achieving your ultimate goal. So you all can sit down now, and we'll finish off PowerPoint.